Let's talk about it. Did I make a big mistake buying my Z06? As most of you guys know, GM just released some pretty big rebates for the Corvette. And I'm talking about the Stingray. And the lease option is really strong on Stingray. So this is probably the best time to get a Corvette Stingray. I'm going to explain that why here in a second too. I did borrow this car from Seiner Chevrolet. These guys know Corvette. If you are in the market, you can reach out to Larry, the sales manager, or Ryan, the general sales manager. They can put numbers together. In the next video I do, I'm going to show you guys a lease term on the Stingray. They don't have any lease terms for the Z06, and we all know why, because there's just no way to put a number on this car right now. I mean, they're all over the place. At the very top is the description. So this is a 2LT. It's going to have the Arctic white paint, black interior. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause. Base price is $75,400, and this one does have that Z51 performance package for $6,345. Has a lot of nice features. They do upgrade the axle ratio on this one with that package too. You have more horsepower and torque. Has a front lift, which is a no-brainer. GT2 bucket seats with the carbon fiber. Bright red paint brake calipers, stealth interior trim. This one also has the contour liner protection, black lug nuts. So this one's done pretty well. Carbon flash mirror caps and battery protection for $100. Destination $1,695 with a total price of $91,010. And then here are the Philly common numbers off to the side. When this car got unveiled, what was it, 5 or 6 years ago? The word I can describe this as is wow. This is a Corvette, and even to this day, it's still really striking. I always think of a McLaren when I see this, because it does have that look, especially on the front end, and it does have that timeless design for sure. Now, my favorite Corvette of all time is still the C6, 100% Grand Sport, Z06, don't matter whichever one, they all look great back in that model year. They're very aggressive, and this car does still have that aggressive, timeless styling for sure. Now, LED headlights are on the front end. You guys see those large radiators too. You do have the dual cameras on the front end. Carbon flash is finished on the front end too, and you do have a splitter up front. The cool thing about this car now is the aftermarket has gotten a lot better. Let's go ahead and pop this front. Great storage on the front end. 12 volt, that's where your trickler is gonna plug into. And I had an Audi R8. They didn't do that. Pulls it right in for you. You have your badge. You can black that out completely if you like. And then off to the side, here are the wheels. These are Michelin tires, and these are the Pilot Sport 4S. And this tire size is going to be a 245, 35, 19. So this tire is 9.6 inches wide. You guys see the upgraded brakes, has the red calipers, black lug nuts. Now, as far as the suspension goes, this does have unequal length double wishbone front suspension. So you're going to have upper and lower control arms, and I believe they're aluminum too. Now here's a nice side view of the car. You guys see the black mirror caps, which was an option too. Looks really good. Turn signals, as well as blind spot monitoring. And check that out. Now out back, they do have a slightly larger wheel. So these are going to be a 305 30 20. You guys see those red calipers? And what do you guys think about this wheel design? I think that's the only thing that Corvette kind of missed on this car, is the wheels for the Stingray were not the greatest in my opinion. But here's the inches for this tire. 12 inches wide for the tire. That is pretty darn good. And I'm not calling out the height because that's not a big deal for these kind of cars. Here's where we're gonna fill up at. No surprise, but premium fuel required. 18.5 gallon fuel tank. Love that they give you that camera for the rearview mirror, more of that carbon flash up here. And this is why I always would choose to get the coupe, because you can see the engine. They do add defrost with that too. You have that Stingray badge. And this is finishing carbon flash for the high wing. Love, love, love this rear. I like how they stagger that exhaust a little bit there too. Just a great design car. I know some people hate on it, but hate on, because the sales speak for itself. Quad tip exhaust, full LED taillights, parking sensors, the diffuser is pretty aggressive, and look how wide that tire is. Now let's go ahead and pop this hood. I won't bore you with too many of the specs because these cars have been out long enough. Most people know this car with the Z51 package has 495 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to an 8-speed transmission known as a Tremec dual clutch. And when you get the Z51 package, they do give you a third radiator. Now that one does show up on this side of the car here. And basically what that does is that's going to cool the engine oil and the transmission as well. So if you do a lot of spirited driving, the Z51 package does make sense. Obviously you get a different exhaust on this car too, which is why you get a little bit more horsepower and torque. But overall, this car does more than, you know, cars double its price, even in a Stingray. This does have a coilover setup. We haven't seen that in a Corvette before either. So this car has a lot of first when it comes down to it. Now, obviously, you can't ever talk about a Corvette without starting it up, right? So let's go ahead and remote start it, see how it sounds. Actually, let me turn around my mic. Here are the keys. Oh wow. So it's not as loud this time because I moved it around. But when I started up earlier, it was like insane loud. This car is loud for what it is. Actually a little shocking. But here is the interior. GM did a phenomenal job with this. And you have really no hard plastic down below here. They give you some carpet in that little storage area. You have the buttons to raise that frunk or the hatch. And when you get the, what was that package called again? Stealth package. Stealth package gives you speaker grill, trimming around your controls are black. Also, that speaker back there gets black. This treatment here, black. And yes, you gotta pay $5.95 to make the accents in the car go darker, which in my opinion, never mind, I'm not gonna say anything. Down below they do provide the sport pedals, love that. And the layout in this car, originally I didn't like this because it took me a minute to figure out what I was looking at. I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, what the heck? But now that I've had my car, I now know what I'm looking at, so this doesn't bother me as much. Push button start, it's right there. You have these larger screens. Home link is on the roof right there. You have these latches to take off the roof. On the dash, all that is wrapped in leather. They also give you heads-up display. You have that 4K camera on the roof. That was what that camera was for. If you put it in reverse, you have these camera views here. It's all in the front. This is all in the rear. You have multiple drive modes. Let's go through these menus really quickly. So yes, if you want to put it into, this is sport. Next is track. Great animations. But if you go the other way, you have touring, which is what it starts in. And you can tell the difference in the exhaust when you go between touring and sport. Sport and track have the same exhaust note in my opinion. Also, if you want, you can go into my mode. Now my mode here, if you want the exhaust even quieter, oh, let's try that one more time. Oh yeah, you have weather too. That's the last drive mode, but if you really want that exhaust to be quiet, you can get even quieter with stealth mode, that you don't even hear it, but If you put it in track mode, wow, that's amazing. Love the readout that they give you when you go into, my favorite is the track mode here. So let's just go over the track. It just changes up the whole thing. You can change the RPMs to just show a number for you too. And yeah, they show you the temperature of the tires, oil, transmission, coolant, oil pressure. They show you a lot of different things. You put it in Z mode, they'll show you some G-forces there. Yeah, and you can change that up too if you'd like. But yeah, overall this car, it definitely does make a lot of sense. If you're looking for a sports car, just something for maybe a few years, now they have a lease option for you. Let's see how heavy this Corvette is. All right, by the way, those are those liners too. And on the seats, you guys see there, you have that carbon fiber, all the stitching there, and these are heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. Yeah, great stuff. So here are the numbers on the door. Gross vehicle rating is going to be 4,078 pounds. And here is the cargo carrying capacity, 423 pounds. You guys see the tire pressure too. So this car basically weighs 3,655 pounds on the curb. I think that for the money right now, for a sports car that you can actually daily drive, there is really nothing else out there. In its base form, you're gonna probably spend about the same amount of money for a Toyota Supra. And I've noticed too, some Supras are going for over MSRP because they don't build those cars fast enough. And I think this car has that look, it has that styling, it has the sound, it has everything that you would ever want for under $100,000 with this car. So in the next video I do, I am gonna go over the lease numbers for this car. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. And yeah, if you would like to buy a Corvette, Jerry Seiner, even during the pandemic, never raised prices on Corvette. They always did it at MSRP. So yes, they're one of the few dealers out there that didn't do that with ZR1. They're not raising the prices on that car either. So if you are looking for a car, this might be the best dealership in the area to get a Corvette. See you guys soon.